Right. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Ernest Jeffrey. This is the Workers' Rights Platform. We are broadcasting live on the Workers' Rights Network, as would have been suggested. Today, we are having a very important program: the hidden dangers of high blood pressure. Protect your health before it's too late. So, one of the stories, one of the discussion that we are about to have today is about blood pressure. I don't know why the director didn't put in diabetes. He knows he's supposed to pay in that. I really don't know what went on with him. But anyway, today we have a very important guest in which we are going to have this discourse with today. A professional in the field, a matter of fact. Someone, Miss Isaac, a matter of fact, a former employee of the Ministry of Education for 14 years. A whole 14 years. So 20 years of network marketing, 15 years of health and wellness, 8 years of navigating the financial market, forex, stock exchange, and cryptocurrency. Certified lifestyle and wellness coach. So at this point in time, I am going to ask Miss Isaac to introduce herself. Miss Isaac. So I'm gonna load on this loud background music. So Miss Isaac, today we are here to talk about the hidden dangers of blood pressure, high blood pressure, matter of fact, and diabetes. So I don't know which one you want to come with first. So can you tell me a little bit about yourself first? And we could dive into the discussion.
Good night, and thank you for having me. Um, well, as you said, I'm a former government employee. I worked at the Ministry of Education for 14 years, and being employed at the government service, yes, you enjoy the work that you do, but you're also on a mission and a life journey to improve and grow what you want to do. So while being there, I was exposed to network marketing, allowing me to venture into online businesses and seeing the benefit there, um, along with being able to venture into natural health. And that is where I actually started, because while at the ministry, I started looking into both aspects and then making a decision to leave the ministry to do this more full time because persons need to get the information and the education on their health. A lot of persons are of the opinion that, well, I will just go to the doctor and the doctor will tell me to do what to do and I'll be better.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of the times when we sit around and we look at it, that is not the be all and end all, and it doesn't really solve the issues going on in your body. Um, I must say, being spiritually grounded, one of the um, Bible verses that stood out to me, struck and stuck with me, is 3 John 1 2, where the Lord said, I wish above all things that thou mayest prosper and be in health, even as your soul prospereth. Going into natural health, I realized that what the information we miss is that our bodies have the ability to heal itself.
Mm-hmm.
And that if we understand that and we do what is necessary, then we can either repair what is going on in our bodies or even prevent issues from coming into our lives and being able to live a healthy, active life. Um, One of the things I like to do is look at other cultures. And if you look at the Chinese, the Japanese, you find that you realize that they live long, they live healthy lives, despite the age. Sometimes they will be going into 80, 90, 100, and they are still very active, still living without pain. While on the other side, on the Western world here, you find that people are struggling to make it to 40 and 50 without pain and diseases in their bodies. So basically, when we look among us, we have a lot of what we call lifestyle diseases.
Mm-hmm.
And lifestyle diseases, they term it lifestyle diseases mainly because A lot of the things that come into our lives is because of our lifestyle. Understanding what we should and shouldn't put in our bodies, understanding how it affects our bodies, and what we need to do in order to bring that balance back. One of the things you look at is that long ago we used to have certain types of meals. Now you find that everybody with their high paced lifestyle tend to be having a lot of fast food, a lot
Mm-hmm.
of processed foods. And these are things that actually contribute to different lifestyle diseases.
So, I mean, there is something that is said about Trinidad and Tobago, a matter of fact, concerning these same lifestyle diseases. Now, before we would have went on the live, you would have said that there are certain these diseases are actually preventable. Can you elaborate on that? Just a little bit more, especially the diabetes side of it.
Well, as I reiterate, understanding what your body needs. There's actually a medical practitioner I would have done some understudy with who was able to show that the body needs nutrition. A lot of the times, we find that we maintain everything else. You take care of your car,
Mm-hmm.
you do an oil change on your car. The mechanic usually recommends a certain amount of miles or a certain amount of time before you do an oil change.
Mm-hmm.
And you will find that we put aside money, we put time into it, and we make sure the car is maintained.
Mm-hmm.
Where is the maintenance system for the human body? What are you giving your body so that it can do what it's supposed to do? Our bodies need nutrition. How many of us are using proper supplements? And maybe in future series, I'll be able to show a little video. Sometimes the things we buy at the pharmacies is really not giving us the nutrition that we need. So, understanding proper supplementation, using the right supplements, and giving your body what it needs and maintaining it can actually make a major difference in the output that you get from your body. Another thing you find is that people do not exercise. The old people used to tell you if you don't use it, you would lose it. Exercise is an important part of your life. You have to make sure and maintain your body range of motion, the use of it. The exercise puts in, keeps the joints, keeps the body flexible. So, based on the things that you do, will now determine the output that you'll get in the later days. A lot of persons only exercise when it's coming to carnival. What about the rest of the year?
I,
Yes,
I know I know some people
the
is guilty
increase
of
in
that.
gym. You see the increase in gym memberships when December hits.
A lot of people is guilty of that. I mean, I wouldn't say myself. I wouldn't think, but sometimes I don't go carnival. As a person that really do, since from small, I always was, I wouldn't say addicted, but I did really like to go to church camp and think my mother, my father, all of these people are church people, highly spiritual. I wouldn't say church, but highly spiritual people. And I get accustomed to going to camp around these timing. So, the little few times I would have go carnival in the past, it was, I mean, after that church experience, we camping and it have a lot of little children, and we did for about the whole weekend when I went in from the Saturday, go straight down to the Ash Wednesday, a matter of fact. We used to go back to school actually on Ash Wednesday. Now they don't have that. So coming with exercise, I grew up in it. Well, after a while I started exercising and I realized it's very good for you. I would have spoken to a herbalist and he would have said, hey, brother man, everything is within the blood in it. It's if the blood circulating the correct way, and you could only get that through exercise, diet, well, exercising. You say the body does tend to heal itself, a matter of fact. So saying that the silent killer is this diabetes, this high blood pressure, how it is people does even get, I mean, there's something in the DNA. How does it end up with this high blood pressure
Well,
within the system?
let me touch on the exercise aspect, and I will come into that.
Okay.
So, for instance, again, carnival might be the only time some people get their exercise in, but at least they get some, right?
Mm-hmm.
We need to realize that we have moved away from being very active to now being very sedentary. A lot of us just sit around on the phone all day. We twiddling on the devices, the tablets, we sitting around watching TV, and we are not really being active. You would find there are still groups that do hiking, do outdoor tours. You go out and you play your sports, your cricket, your football, you name it. Easter is coming up. You tend to have kite flying and different activities in the savannah. So, yes, those are very good activities to really keep going and make sure and stay active. Even going to the beach, also another very important highlight. Apart from the exercise, you would
Mm-hmm.
have now the minerals from the ocean. But in terms of how you get these diseases, there are several different ways that you can get the diseases. Again, from the things we eat, putting poor nutrition into the body, your body now becomes restrictive. In terms of diabetes, what you find would happen most of the time now, type 1 diabetes is the body not producing insulin from a very young age. However, most people don't have type 1, most people have type 2 diabetes, which means that their body does produce insulin. However, the cells is not receiving that insulin. And that would happen over time. You find that someone could actually be pre-diabetic 10, 20 years before they even start seeing the sugar levels rising in the urine. But a lot of the times that is not highlighted as we go along because you have different methods of testing. And if the only thing you're testing is the urine sugar, that is the late stage of what you're talking about. Um, in this case, you could tend to have metabolic disease stepping in long before you can even have the aspect of diabetes showing up where the sugar is in the urine. Similarly to hypertension, you would find that it is a restriction in the veins and arteries, and that does not happen overnight. Again, poor lifestyle habits, too much fast food, you would find that you get that fat and um, plaque buildup in the veins and arteries, and that now causes a constriction, and that is what now starts sending the pressure levels up. So you have different things that can affect. However, like we touched on exercise. Exercise is one of the things that help because in exercising your body produces what we call nitric oxide. And nitric oxide helps is because it's a vessel dilator, helps to bring back the flexibility in the veins and arteries. There are supplements that can actually add to your body, creating nitric oxide and helping in that aspect as well. So it depends on the different things that you use, you do, and you apply that would now help your body to reverse the issues that is happening in it or prevent it before it even happens.
So why actually is high blood pressure deadly? You see, people, it might have people outside, they might be thinking about, I had just a high blood pressure. Why actually it is deadly, a matter of fact?
Well, high blood pressure would be very closely linked to heart disease
Mm-hmm.
because you have the buildup of plaque in the arteries and in the veins. And along that line, you can develop a blood clot that, if it meets one of these buildups, it can actually block and constrict the oxygen flow because your blood also carries oxygen. So it's a matter of circulation and oxygen flow in your body. And depending on the part of your body that it happens, if it happens in the heart, you can get a heart attack. If that restriction happens in the brain, you call it a stroke. If it actually causes the vessel to burst in the brain, they call it an aneurysm. So it is all linked to proper circulation, as you were mentioning with the exercise, and proper blood flow throughout the body.
So, since you would have said that part with exercise, a matter of fact, you see, who really is at risk of high blood pressure? Because I mean, concerning this alarming reality, everyone can develop high blood pressure, but stress, poor diet, obesity, smoking, and lacking of exercise, what make what make it worse, a matter of fact? Because people with a family history of those living with high blood pressure and certain environment, are they more vulnerable? Like if you're obese, you don't exercise, you're smoking, lack of exercise, poor diet. Who really is open to this high blood pressure?
Well, actually, every category I just called is open to it because, again, you have the aspects of your body naturally breaking down, and then you have the aspects that you are now applying things that is going to further constrict. Your body is designed to breathe in oxygen. By smoking, you're now taking in carbon dioxide.
Hmm.
So again, it comes down to the things that you are doing, and you're asking who is susceptible to it. But in today's world, you find that young people, old people, or they say young people now have old people diseases. So you have a mixture because, as I said, lifestyle diseases. Young people coming into the world of work, they're buying a lot of fast food, they find it tastes good, they eat a lot of high sugary foods, um, a lot of snacks and processed foods. These are things that the body cannot process properly. And getting into the body, it can cause that plaque buildup and sludge. A lot of people tend to replace water with juice.
Okay. Okay.
And just to give an analogy, if you bathe with a bucket of juice, what would happen?
I mean, it goes
You would
stick to your
remain
skin.
sticky.
Yeah, yeah.
Exactly. Understanding the what you get on the outside is what is happening on the inside.
Hmm.
Your blood requires water and oxygen to flow properly. You now give it juice, which now creates sticky blood and is now causing a slowdown in the flow of what the blood's supposed to be doing passing through the body. So you have
Wow.
different things that can cause it. Along with the fact that they drink juice, they also have sodas. What is sodas? What is fizzy drinks? What are they made up of? And these are the things we need to understand. Apart from it being high in processed sugars, you find that it is also, understand, every fizzy drink is infused with carbon dioxide. It's a carbonated beverage. The
Hmm.
human body is designed to breathe in oxygen and breathe out carbon dioxide. So by drinking sodas and fizzy drinks, you are now putting carbon dioxide in liquid form into the body,
So,
which is,
so
go
when you
ahead.
said it does make, well, you make an analogy there that was very graphic. When you say that when they bathe in let me say a sugary drink or sugar or whatever, so your blood does actually become sticky like that when you drink, well, when you replace water with
Yes,
sugar.
your blood starts getting thick and clumpy, so it does not flow the way it's supposed to, right? There are other contributors of late that is also causing to the blood not flowing the way it should,
Hmm.
and therefore it is now additionally causing that clumpy blood. And so you would see have seen an increase in heart disease and people just dropping down with heart attacks and different heart issues of recent times.
So since we're on this, there was something that somebody would have told me concerning the water. How much water somebody's supposed to drink on a daily basis? Somebody tell me is within a measurement. Well, they tell me I supposed to at least drink two gallon of water for the day. I say, boy,
Two
try
gallon.
to you
No,
try
two
to
gallon
jumble
does
out.
two gallon does sound like a lot. So to measure what you should be using, what you should use is half of your body's weight in water. So if it is you measure, and let's say you are 150 pounds,
Hmm.
that's a lighter person, right?
Hmm.
So at 150 pounds, you divide that by two, you get 75, and you divide it by eight to find out how many glasses of water. So somebody who's 150 pounds should be drinking at least 9 glasses of water per day, at least.
Well,
Now, taking into consideration
uh-huh.
that the past couple of years, our climate temperature has been a lot hotter, then nothing is wrong in increasing the amount of water because your body is made up of 75 to 80% water.
Hmm.
Understanding as well that when you sweat, you don't just sweat water, you would also need to replace the minerals that you're sweating. So even though you're drinking water, you could still find that you become mineral deficient. You also need to add some pink Himalayan or some Celtic salt. What that tends to do is helps to relax the veins and arteries. So because sometimes we're drinking water, but our bodies, our cells not absorbing that water. So if you find that you drink the water and you experience frequent urination, it means that the water is not being absorbed into the cells properly, you can add a pinch of salt, pink Himalayan salt or Celtic salt, to your water, probably early in the morning before you start your day, and you would see a big difference. I actually recommended this to someone who was experiencing frequent urination during the night, and he realized that he didn't have to get up as frequently to urinate because then the water is being absorbed into the cells, and so the urination process was not the same.
So this pink Himalayan salt is what help with the absorption process. It speed it up.
Yes, it's a natural salt,
Wow.
right? Again, in the natural space. Now, salt is a natural mineral. It's sodium. It's good for the body. It helps your muscles to relax. So a lot of times, if you find you're getting cramps, salt is one of the things might be missing from your diet that is causing your body to cramp because your body is not having sufficient minerals in it.
Wow. Now, I mean, I hear see a number just now there. Now, I give him a weight one time. I want this. I want to know how much water I'm supposed to drink on a daily basis. I am weighing 240 pounds.
240.
Yes. How much
Right?
water I'm supposed to drink to?
So you should be drinking at least 15 glasses of water, minimal.
So with this 2 gallon thing this man tell me about, watch me. I only make well, I try
Yeah.
to make a gallon. I try to. Until I reach that point, I only start to pee after a while. You understand? So
Now,
I
now
don't know.
again, as I said, you may start urinating plenty, but if it is that your body is not retaining the water, and that's where using the salt comes in, you will see a difference in how often you urinate. You understand?
Mhm.
Because you will see the difference in your body actually retaining the water in the cells as opposed to it just passing through the body.
Now somebody would have sent a message to me on my phone, a matter of fact, concerning this topic here now, because we on the topic still concerning the high blood pressure.
Hmm.
Now, can can you go blind from high blood pressure? Can you receive some form of blindness?
Yes, it could result along the way. Now, apart from medication causing issues in the bodies, because some of these things have the side effects of the high blood pressure medication or diabetes medication may lead to it. But what it can do, because of the pressure increasing, it could now also increase the pressure in the eyes, um, which can lead to glaucoma and different issues because, again, your entire body is connected. And when you have an issue with blood flow, understand blood is required throughout your entire body. And if there is an area that doesn't get sufficient blood, and you see it a lot of the times with persons who are diabetic, after a while, they tend to end up with issues with their limbs where they could end up with gangrene and whatever because blood flow is interfered with, and you see the restriction and the problem that comes up because of improper blood flow throughout the body. So you get different issues happening.
Wow, wow, this is so you could actually go blind then from not well. What you say there is that when you leave it unchecked, a matter of fact. So
Yes.
can a stressful lifestyle, a matter of fact, lack of sleep, because people would have said that, you know. My grandmother would have said if you miss one night rest, you can't really make up for it in the day. So if like we say you're working shift and you're always working night, how bad it is that could affect your body, and can it contribute, a matter of fact, to high blood pressure?
Yes, it could. Yes, it could. So again, as you said, night sleep. You can't really make up for it, but it's
Mm-hmm.
also very important. In the nighttime is when your body rests as well as repairs. During that sleep period, your body does a measure of cleansing and repairing. And when we don't have proper sleep, now it may not necessarily be the number of hours, but the quality of your sleep, right? And these are things that actually also plays on our life and causes other issues to happen when your body is not resting and repairing properly.
I know it's the first time, that yeah on the show. I have a litany of questions as to ask you concerning
Well, when it
This
comes
small
to
topic, I know this is your
when
first time I
when
will.
it when it comes to health, believe me, it's almost a never-ending conversation. One of the things we don't understand is how intricate the human body is, and if we understand that it has been identified the human body is the most intricate machine on the earth, then we'll understand that yes, the intricacies of it is what plays back. But most of the time, we don't understand it. Blood flow and circulate proper blood circulation is one of the major things that affect us. Sleep is another thing. Toxicity. You see that matter of toxicity, cleaning the body and maintaining good health is
Mhm.
very important. So you find that a lot of the time, some people even develop constipation and don't even realize that that can lead to many other diseases because now it's toxins building up in the body that would now affect other things, and it can actually display in any form of disease once your body starts being overrun with toxins. So it's actually a very broad scale topic, and you would have to dissect it into bits and pieces, because you have different things such as obesity, right? Excess weight gain. You have gut health, the human microbiome, different things all come into play that contribute to human health.
I know you would have said it before. And just for the sake of the listening public, I mean, what could really be causing this epidemic of high blood pressure? I mean, we would have went through the factor that they would have, some people would have born with it, some disposition, but what really causing this epidemic on a population level?
Well, as I said, there are many factors. Apart from the hereditary, now in the natural space, the understanding of hereditary, because if we understand that diseases are not passed down, what is passed down is poor nutrition. And with poor nutritional levels passing down, means that the next generation is now at a higher risk because the nutritional level is at a lower state. And if it is we look at increasing nutritional deficiencies, we could actually break the cycle of hereditary diseases. But apart from that, you have lifestyle, um, not exercising, the things we eat, sleep, and all these other contributing factors, as well as the obesity factor contributing to hypertension.
You know, one of the things is this. There are many practitioners out there, give advice on basis of health and fitness and a matter of fact. But how can we, I mean, let me say you end up in a position that, you're diabetic, or let me say you're high blood pressure. How can you control it? How can you bring it back in?
Well, at the end of the day, it is tailored differently for each individual, and I tend to do health consultations.
Mm-hmm.
So, depending on assessing the person, their lifestyle, the needs of what they have, and what needs to be done, I would give recommendations accordingly in order to help manage, reverse, or better, or to say, manage what they are going through, or reverse it if possible, once possible.
Mm-hmm. So the next thing is this: seeing that you maybe you, you does give advice concerning this, do you have a contact number that people could reach out to you on, other than I just see on the group right now? And
Yes, people can reach me at 351 5363. They could always just send me a WhatsApp message and I will respond accordingly.
okay, okay. Because seeing that that is the case, I mean, there is no general way how to deal with the issue. Is
Well,
everybody everybody
you have
body?
to first understand the contributing factors.
Mhm, mhm, mhm. All right, and I know I would have talked to you extensively concerning the high blood pressure part, but what about diabetes? What about that next part of it?
Well, as I said, when it comes to diabetes, a lot of the major contributing factor behind diabetes would be what people are consuming,
Okay.
mainly. We
Mainly
do have, mainly because what you are consuming, what you're putting into your body regularly, is contributing to your sugar levels. What is happening with your sugar levels? A lot of people think if you cut out sugar, then you'll be fine. And a lot of persons, after being diagnosed with diabetes, they go and they cut out sugar and they realize that doesn't change the sugar levels because a lot of the contributing factor is not even just the sugar.
mhm.
Right? There are many other foods you eat that, when absorbed into the body, is actually turned into sugar that contributes. So we need to understand the different things that are contributing to the sugar levels and therefore be able to manage and reduce them as you go along.
So it's not just a issue of just cutting out the sugar. And
Correct.
is I mean, somebody tell me about bread, a matter of fact, white flour, when you start to chew it, and if you constantly chew, let me say you chew it in your mouth, let me say for about 2 minutes, they say it does actually taste sweet, and you can taste the sugar, the glucose inside of it. So bread is something that totally, well, white flour is supposed to be totally cut out of your diet.
There are many foods, and I'm not going to just pinpoint flour because flour is just one of the things. You see, a lot of the times we pinpoint flour so somebody stops eating bread, but then they eat macaroni every day. What is macaroni made of?
same same
Flour.
pasta. Yeah.
Exactly. So again, there are many foods when eaten turns into sugar in the body. And therefore, we need to understand. Apart from the foods that turn into sugar, you have things that would be playing on the body apart from those things. So you need to understand the processed foods. Apart from processed foods, you have processed sugars. You need to understand that everything in your kitchen needs to be assessed because a lot of these stuff have sugar in it. So while you're cutting it out on one end, you're putting it in on the other. So unless you understand how to read your labels and really fine tune what you're looking at, you could be restricting one end and still not see a change in your results because on the other end it's coming in.
What are you actually getting me real frightened here, because it seems that I might need some professional help concerning this. I mean, if I come into here, well, when I come into here, I wouldn't say if, but when I come into here, um, you provide a diet sheet.
Let me ask you a question.
Mhm.
Do you consume cereals?
Sometimes,
Okay. Which one of the
sometimes,
cereals?
um, I'm guilty about that. Frosted flakes.
Ooh, well, let's start there. So again, if someone tells you cut out flour, but you're consuming frosted flakes every day, then where is sugar coming from?
The frosted flakes.
And as I
Yeah.
said, it's not only that because there are a lot of things on the shelf that is affecting our gut microbes. There are GMO foods on the market, as you would know, and several other things. So that is the reason why you need to have a proper consultation because it's actually a full comprehensive understanding of what you have on your grocery shelves, what you're picking up and adding to your basket, what you're carrying home, and how it's affecting you, right? And no matter what I do, I could go through a list here. There would always be things left out. And that is where understanding the full, complete knowledge of what you are putting into your body and how it's affecting your body and how to even assess it. Because even in the aspect, someone will tell you, oh, cut out all these things. But then you go to a function and you want to know what to do. So to get proper information is why we do the consultation so that you get a full comprehensive idea of how to treat with it, what to do in these situations, and how to go about it from there.
Okay. So I really had to come in to do this visit. And
Along with that, you would have supplements that you may need. Your body is deficient, right? Look around us. The fruits we used to get long ago used to be really nice and big and juicy. Now the same fruits barely half the size. if the nutrition you're supposed to be getting from your foods, right? The plant's supposed to be getting nutrition from the earth, and then we're supposed to get it from the plant. But you're seeing that the plants are not even growing to full size anymore because they don't have the nutrition. Then what are you getting?
Well, I feel you're getting a shell of what it was because
And therefore, it's no longer if you want to supplement, you need to supplement in order to give your body the amount of nutrition it needs.
okay. So that actually now had to become a part of your whole diet,
It's a lifestyle.
a lifestyle.
Yes.
So, ladies and
Because
gentlemen,
because we are not diseased, we are deficient. And if we understand our deficiencies, we can start balancing and reversing the issues we have.
I ain't gonna lie, I mean, I'm guilty of certain things. I mean, sometimes when I feel sick, so I mean, I'm afraid to go in the hospital these days, and the thing about it is this: the old people used to, when they're saying that, I saying why they're afraid to go in the hospital, why they are afraid. But it's like if you don't want to hear no bad news. But I am seeing that to save myself from this issue, it, I mean, I should more take a preventative approach.
Oh, definitely. Prevent, as the old people would have said, an ounce of prevention is better than a pound of cure.
So these things and them, regardless to the factor that you would have fall ill to any one of these diseases that, well, they say diseases. I don't want to call it disease because it is. I believe in some instances it's reversible. So there are measures that people could take, that you could advise people on in taking, that could actually reverse it.
Definitely. And allow you to manage better in what you're doing daily.
Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is Miss Isaac. She would have given a whole bit of information, and we could dissect some of the information and break it apart, and you'll get some bite size, and she would have given out the number. Miss Isaac, again, asked me to share a number, and I like the factor that we'll be doing this afternoon, because I believe we should start to live more healthy, because there's a next pandemic that I need to speak about concerning cancers in the society. I just the other day would have lost a lot of family members and friends to this cancer outbreak, this subtle cancer outbreak, because it's too much not to take notice of. And I've been real frank, about 8 of my family members and close friends would have felt the cancer thus far in the space of 6 months' time. And I just hear somebody, when my neighbor had cancer, it's
Well,
just overwhelming.
what we need to understand is that your health is in your hands. Let's start there. So if you do not take stock and start checking on it, then where are we going? The other thing is that fear, the fear factor of not wanting to know. However, the unknown is what tends to take you down the road. So for me, understanding knowledge is power. When you know what it is, then you can start working with it, treating with it, and reversing it. Understanding that there are methods out there that teach you how to poison yourself into wellness. However, I don't see the possibility of being able to poison yourself into wellness. And so we educate persons on how to clean your body using herbs and different supplements, using nutrition to give your body to do what it's supposed to do. Take, for instance, if you break your arm and you go to the doctor, does the doctor heal your arm? No, he will put it in a cast, and doctors do a very good job at what they do. They will see about you, put it in a cast, but your arm will heal itself. While sitting in a cast, the cells will knit back, the bone knits back, the skin knits back, and the healing process happens. And that is to simply show you that your body has the ability to heal itself, right? The
Mhm.
doctors are there to do what they are supposed to do. They are there to help you in emergency cases. You go to them to do a checkup and get an idea of what is happening. And then you learn to do how to treat with it properly, how to manage it, and how you can either reverse the issue or minimize the issue in your body as you go along. Your body needs nutrition, and through nutritional supplements and proper cleansing and maintaining, you can see a proper repair process happening in your body, right? So if it is you want to get a consultation, you can contact me. You could reach out to me at 351-5363.
So, Miss Isaac, what do you like to say in closing concerning this? I mean, this would have been the first of, many yet to come after God. And, what do you like to say in a nutshell in closing, that at least if the whole community would have now jump on and listen, what do you like them to pay attention to the most?
Well, I would like persons to understand that their body has the ability to heal itself. So, paying attention, we need to listen to our bodies. The same way you listen and you hear a noise in the car, it's the same way you would feel when your body is off. Your body sends signals. A simple analogy is that pain is a signal that something is wrong. And when you get that pain, let's say you get a headache, what do? Most people will take a pill. However, if we analyze what is happening, there are different things that can cause that pain. Sometimes you didn't sleep properly, it could cause a headache. You didn't eat on time, it could cause a headache. You didn't go off properly, it can cause a headache. You didn't drink sufficient water. And a lot of times, just as simple as it is, your body lacking water is one of the major reasons for the headache. But if we don't analyze what our bodies need, we tend to just take a pill and expect that to do the overall process when you never attended to the cause of the issue. So, learning how to identify the cause, then you'll be better able to treat with what the issue is and resolve it.
Well, Miss Isaac, I would like to thank you, for joining us here. And, taking time out from your busy schedule, you could have been doing something else. You could have been watching a little TV, news, bold and beautiful. I know what these women and them does. So, thanks for joining us. I hope that, you're going to be here next Monday, please the Lord. Giving
Well,
these
thank you
health
for having
tips
me, and
and
it's a pleasure
advice.
to share with persons to raise the awareness that we do have the ability to treat with our bodies differently.
All right. Well, thank you. Thanks for
You're
being on the
welcome.
show here tonight. Thanks very much.
You're welcome.
Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That was Miss Isaac that would have been talking about health, wellness, fitness, and in the future here to come, that we will be talking about a lot of other things, broadening the topic, on a wider level. So every time somebody dies and they say they have high blood pressure, diabetes, and you must take action. Take action today. Check your blood pressure. Check to see if you have diabetes. Consult somebody that reputable, that have this accolades, that can actually explain to you what is taking place with you and your body. Not all size don't fit. One size don't fit all in this case. As you would have heard the information, everybody different. So check, assess yourself, and see what is taking place. Join us here back again next week, Monday. Please the Lord, so we could broaden this topic, and maybe we could open the lines and take a few calls. Thanks for sharing this moment with us. Thank you.